queen because failure has not stopped her. Take it from me, the queen of all queens. Women are taking over for the new millennium. What the hell do you want from me? I'm just trying to be all that I can be. I'm a goddamn legacy. Thanks to B.I.G. and Puff Daddy. The first lady runs the world now. They impeach the president from his residence. No one drops bombs till I say so. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go! How dare you accuse me and my family, you fucking clones? Leave us alone! Me and Puff's like Janet and Mike. You make us want to spread. Know what I mean? Yeah, you. I know y'all rather see us dead. No more back to back certified dead. We got too many chips for y'all. King me, make hits for y'all. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale till there's no more left. In the name of the Father, Son, and Daughter, here comes the new world order. You can't stop it. Mother Earth, this is my universe. When worse comes to worse, I call the shot. Stack all the knots, pack all the blocks. Take the safety off lock. Fire! Can I jingle it, baby? Yeah, baby. Take it out, let me sit on it. You can't make it wet, spit on it. Don't stop till it rise to the top. Promise you won't drop to the cherry go. And if it doesn't fit, then use your lips. Oh, here it comes with my name, green bitch.
So they say, but inside we're animals. What's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what I need you all to do, which is to thumbs up this video until it is stuck, girl. Thumbs up, 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 up. I'm happy to have you guys here. We do have a belated birthday girl in the building. Please give a wonderful, warm, happy birthday to our beautiful Asha Purple Lava, baby. Okay, I'm going to have to throw some D's on Purple's motherfucking purse later on today. She just turned 21. She could drink. She can shake her titties. She could do OnlyFans legally, baby. Baby, Perk about to be out here in the streets, baby. Okay? So please give a wonderful shout out and happy birthday to Purple Lover. Lover, if you want to post your Cash App throughout the stream so that the Conscious crew can throw you some birthday coin and show you some love, please do so. Okay, it's your party and you can cry or shake your ass if you want to, baby. Okay? Hey, you guys, welcome to the stream. Once again, continue to thumbs up this video until it is stuck. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I had a really good weekend, rested up really well. I'm a bit of a damn vampire, so you know, I actually managed to go to sleep, okay, and have a good 8 hours, of rest. So I feel pretty damn good. Also, I want you guys to make sure that you guys are subscribing. Shout out to the 43.2K. We will be soon on our way to 50K, 60K, and on mother up, okay? Also, make sure that you guys are sharing out the live stream to wherever it is you have digital media at, whether that's YouTube community wall, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, the dark side of Tumblr. I don't give a damn where you share the link at. Just let them whores know that we are loud, live, and in mother loving color. Also, last but not least, make sure that your notification bell is set to all, because you never know what day or hour the king shall be kinging. Thank you, Lady Royal. CTV looking like a whole snot act. You better work, period. You know I got to represent for us, girl. With no further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and push on through. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, you guys? First things first. Hey, Tarsha and Killa in the building. Oh, this is what that kinky straight looks like when it's washed and conditioned and air dry, girl. It gives you a nice flat iron look, girl. So if you actually flat iron it from here, girl, it's going to get even more straight up, but have that nice texture that you're looking for in kinky straight. But Tarsha and Killa, I have a question. Tarsha and Killa. It's a gift and a curse. I know. Tarsha and Killa. Is Killa still in the motherfucking building? Drop a comment, Killa, if you still in the building. Yeah, there she is. Don't start, baby. You're about to stir it up, honey. I'm just asking, honey. We the people want to know, baby. Okay, y'all got it going on like the Escape Sisters, and I'm just trying to figure out: is it any possible? Is it any way for there to be a coming to Jesus between you two? I'm talking about, is there any type of dialogue that can happen that could really ease everything that has happened in the past between y'all? Is there any type of conversation that y'all would be willing to have that would just bring the tension from like a all the way to a neutralization? Is there any type of a verbiage, any type of an energetic exchange that could just level out the synergy between y'all? Any type of something. Look, I'm so committed to y'all not being friends but being okay. I'm so committed to y'all being okay. I will pay y'all to be okay. I will pay y'all. Drop the Cash App. I will pay y'all to use the gavel to cease and desist all negative energies between each other. Baby, I'm willing to pay for the court-ordered peace treaty. Even if it got to have a price tag on it, baby. Because sometimes for peace, we got to do what the fuck we got to do. I'm about to Cash App you right now. I ain't talking about Cash Apping me, killer. I'm talking about, is there any way to get 2 of my tribe members to just exhale once and for all and just start over in peace? Anything. Once again, I'm okay with y'all putting a price tag on it, because that's how committed I am. That's how committed I am to y'all clearing the room, clearing the air, and just I know y'all bad bitches and y'all okay apart. I know y'all okay in y'all separate lanes. I know y'all doing just fine. You know, Tarsha to the east, Killer to the west. I know y'all fine, but see, there's a middle ground y'all gravitationally pull towards. And that's the CTV kingdom. And plus, do you ladies realize y'all are now a part of pop culture history forever? Okay. Forever. And whether y'all like it or not, baby, y'all did that thing together. Y'all made history together. Ain't too many people who can say we made history together. But y'all was a part and is a part of something that's going to be remembered until the end of the age, baby. And to be honest, both of y'all are so skillful and determined that y'all powers combined, baby. The Avengers assembling together. Look, it's a powerful thing. Exactly, Killer. That wasn't the intent, but look at how nonetheless it was the design. That's how we know it was something that was meant to be. And y'all both still got y'all stiletto on the same motherfucker's neck. And I'm just curious to know what y'all powers together look like. I'm just curious to know. I'm just curious to know. Why am I being called a B? You're not being called a B. Boo, you're being called. Oh my God, Killer. Killer, I would triple this. If you and Tarsh could just let bygones be bygones, I would triple this. Think about it. No, you can't pay me to block her. I have to refund that, Killer. No, see, this is exactly why I need there to be peace in the Middle East. Come on, now, y'all say money talking bullshit walk, right? So let's talk money. Fuck all the rest of it. Let's talk money. What type of coin would it take for y'all to just nip it? To just nip the it? To just nip the it? Hold on, let me refund Killer. Damn. You can't. We cannot put Tarsh on the block list. Killer, see, this is why I need peace in the Middle East. Oh my God. Killer got me dying right now. I'm about to send you this 50 right back and request something from you. Hold on. Let me cash app Killer Ash right on back. Hold on. How doing? A gift and a curse. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We cannot block Tarsh, Big Killer. Okay. Hold on. Let me put this note in here. See, this is why we need peace in the Middle East. Jamaica with 200 Jamaica. 200 Jamaica with. Hold on. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. I just put a price on it, Killer. I'm about to frisbee it back your way. Think about it. Even if y'all don't know, even if y'all can't give me an answer right now, just think about it, Tosh, and think about it, Killer. Okay, I'm willing to pay for the goddamn piece at this point. Okay. All right. So no blocking of Tarsha, no blocking of Killer. Okay. Let's just think on what we can do as a resolve, and we'll take it from there, ladies. Okay. We'll take it from there, my God, today. So let's go ahead and move into some hot topics, girl. We got quite a bit going on, y'all. It's been a lot going on in the world. I don't even want to touch on that on that Donald Trump shit because it's so fucking convoluted. But what I do want to start off with is talking about Coolio, you guys. You know, Coolio passed some time ago. He was found unconscious in his friend's bathroom, and we learned of the horrific news. You guys also know that what's my girl Bob Chickenhead. What's her name? What's my girl name? She also recently passed away this year. What's her name, y'all? Hey, Style by Stevie. Hey, boo. What's my girl name that passed away from the fentanyl? Bob Chickenhead. Lachette. Hold on. Is that Lachette? Gangsta Boo. Yeah, it's Gangsta Boo. You guys know that Gangsta Boo also passed away. She passed away. She was found unconscious on her porch, etc. They rushed her to the hospital. She lost her life. Well, rapper Coolio, okay, his cause of death has finally been revealed as a fentanyl overdose, you guys. Girl, so let's talk about it. Courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk, girl. How doing? All right. Hold on, I'm going to have to take these shits off the read, chat. Okay, so as you guys can see here, rapper Coolio's cause of death revealed. Coolio's cause of death has finally been revealed by his family. According to TMZ, the rapper who died last September passed away from a fentanyl overdose. Family spokesperson Jerez Posey tells TMZ Coolio's loved ones just got the news from the coroner about the cause of death. Fentanyl was found in his system, as well as traces of heroin and methamphetamine. Jerez says investigators determined Coolio's severe asthma and decade-long use of cigarettes also played a factor in his death and his body's inability to fight back. Despite the tragedy, the rapper's family will continue to keep his name and legacy alive and plan to create movies and documentaries about his life. Thoughts on that, neighbors? My God, today, you guys, hold on. My damn webcam is acting a plum fucking fool right now. Thumbs up if you guys are in it. And honey, Coolio, cause of death has now been considered a fentanyl overdose, you guys. He is, and also was a long-time asthma patient and smoked hella fucking cigarettes, okay? And these things, according to the coroner, exacerbated his ultimate cause of death. Now, fentanyl is becoming somewhat of a goddamn epidemic, particularly for the black community. I really thought fentanyl was going to be a Caucasoid thing. I thought it was going to be a hell America thing. You know, they be snorting glue and the color red and shit, girl. They be overdosing on the color yellow and shit, girl. So I thought that was going to be a hell America situation, girl. But, you know, black people are starting to do a lot of shit that white folk are stereotypically, you know, have been known for, girl, okay? The black community is getting very edgy, girl, getting very spicy, getting very zesty, okay, with all this experimental shit. Thank you, NB. At the end of the day, there got to be a deeper conversation about drug usage in this country, period. And I'm going to tell you something about addiction. As somebody who had a stepfather who was on coke, who was strung out on, who suffered from alcoholism, depression, the whole nine, his life was a fucking mess, okay? Which means that his marriage to my mother was a fucking mess, which means that his ability to properly father me and my brother was a fucking mess, okay? Thank God to and for my mother, because I don't know where the fuck we would have been if my stepdaddy, okay, would have had to steer the steering wheel. But what was at the bottom and the base of his addiction was mental health issues. At the end of the day, the reality is we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not taking care of one another. I think that there has to be conversations around the necessity of mental health. Mental health cannot be looked at as a luxury. It cannot be looked at as something that you do recreationally. It cannot be looked at as something that is, you know, that you do in times of deep trouble. I think that mental health services have to be explicitly provided to Americans, particularly minority people. We have shit that generationally has happened to us. We have lots of unresolved childhood trauma. We have daddy issues. We have mommy issues. We got a American issue. We got motherfucking issues. And nobody is in more trouble than minorities. And it gets worse when you become minorities within a minority, within a minority, within a minority, within a minority. There's levels to the struggle shit. Okay? And when people are not taking care of themselves or don't have the intellectual or physical resources to properly identify their issues and deal with their issues, people will attempt to do what they need to do to cope and treat the symptoms of trauma and depression. And for some people, that treatment is crack, that treatment is cocaine, that treatment is spice, ice, and everything not nice, bitch. Crystal meth, the whole fucking nine, marijuana, liquor, alcohol, sex, etc. Addictions comes in all forms and fashions. And I'm going to tell you another component I believe is driving people to do drugs. Exactly. Heroin, Teresa. I think living in the West, our culture and society is equivalent to a Sodom and Gomorrah, and we live too much of a material-based lifestyle. America is all about the Bitcoin. It's all about the American dream. It's all about what you have. Your value is wrapped up and determined by what you have, what you possess, what you accomplish. And if these are our metrics, then it's no wonder that most people are suffering in silence, but suffering nonetheless. I think because we also are spiritual beings and religion hasn't really served us spiritually, that there's still a need to know thyself spiritually. There's still a need to know thyself in divinity. And when people have a urge to connect to their own consciousness or to God, or to have a more intimate experience of life, people will also be driven to drugs, because drugs provide that psychedelic component, that alteration to reality that people are in need of. And we're all spiritual beings. We know there's more to life than what we're doing. We know there's more to life than paying fucking bills and going to fucking work every day. We know there's more to fucking life than struggling and going along to get along. We know that there is a deeper component to life. And for a lot of folk who do drugs, that's really what they're using the drugs to connect to, is a more intimate experience of life, of reality. Then we also got to talk a little bit about addictive personality types, because there's lots of people who can do these type of drugs and these drugs don't do them. And the single-handed component to those who get addicted, outside of the fact that the drugs themselves can sometimes have addictive properties, but if you have an addictive personality type, this can also lead to addiction to drugs, or addiction to anything. Addiction to relationships, addiction to the idea of love, addiction to shopping, addiction to overeating, undereating, etc. And the underlying variable, hey, Auntie Deb, to an addictive personality type also is undealt with, unconscious ass fucking trauma. So, all in all, as a Black and brown community, we need to keep the conversations alive and well and normal about therapy, about counseling, about spirituality. We need to be encouraging and uplifting people getting the mental help that they need, etc. This is why I made a vow to stop talking about Jaguar Wright. She's out of control. She's become unhinged. She's threatening children. She's threatening to unalive people. She's threatening to be a fucking domestic terrorist, etc. And her drug is attention. People are doing drugs because they're hurting or they're missing something. And drugs offer some type of a band-aid or some type of a stimulus or outlet to obtain something that's missing from a person's consciousness. It allows them to go somewhere. And ultimately, that somewhere is actual happiness. These drugs and this being high temporarily suspends the ego. The ego is where all the perception of suffering and unhappiness and insecurity all rest within the ego. People like to do drugs because it suspends them from that place that holds pain and fear, from that place that holds density. They get to be temporarily suspended. That component of their humanity gets to be temporarily obliterated. And they get to be happy. They get to be one. It frees them from the part of their humanity that is connected to suffering. And they will do those drugs over and over and over again because they don't know how to be sober and obtain that. They have not found things in the system that gives them access to that freedom, to that happiness, to that peace. Aside from the high that's provided by the drugs. And I don't even think that drugs should be decriminalized. I mean, I think drugs should be decriminalized. I think there's also a lot of necessary conversations we need to have about drugs, the criminalization of drugs, also the necessity of drugs, because drugs and hallucinogenics, whether it's ayahuasca, whether it's cannabis, etc., even alcohol, rum, all these things also can have powerful spiritual components to them and benefits to them. You know, a lot of that man-made shit that they're making that's, you know, turning people into the Walking Dead, I ain't talking about none of that shit. But there's a lot of natural shit, a lot of shit in God's nature. Okay? That can be used in a way that's medicinal and holistic. So I think there's a place also for the incorporation of certain substances coupled with proper regulating and lifestyle and dealing, etc. I think that it can all work together, and it's designed to work together. But in the West, we don't have the culture. Then it's coupled with the criminalization, and then it's doubled down on by the trauma that makes a person desire an outlet by any means necessary, even an unhealthy one like fentanyl, as a temporary antidote. So we got a shit show within a shit show within a shit show, and we have to unpack and dismantle all those layers of bullshit in order to have a healthy conversation around mental health in this country, what minority people need, what is the root of addiction, and where can so-called drugs have their place in people's lives who want drugs in their lives. Because I believe people should be able to get high as a goddamn kite, okay? And plenty of y'all pastors are high as hell, get high as hell, and y'all don't even know. Plenty of these goddamn CEOs and politicians and religious leaders high as a goddamn kite and changing the world overnight, running whole businesses and corporations. There's a healthy place for the incorporation of those things. But that's not the conversation or the culture that we're living in America. And the drug problem is never going to be resolved as long as we're focusing on the drugs themselves and the user. If we don't start asking the why of why people use, if we don't get to the root of the why, we're never going to effectively help people and deal with the drug issue. And we can't build enough prisons to lock people up in for doing drugs. So Shout out to Coolio. God bless his family. And may he rest in peace, and may this inspire more conversations around mental health and spirituality and more healthy substances that are designed to temporarily suspend the ego. Substances that God have in nature, once again, like ayahuasca, shrooms, etc. Things that are here to help to ease human suffering and agony, etc. Things that God put in place in this world to help us when we can't help ourselves, if you will. And the reason why I'm a component for this is because I was raised in a household where I had a parent who was addicted and an addict. I was detested by substance abuse. But it wasn't until I went through a really, really, really terrible breakup, and for the first time in my life, I found myself unable to cure my heartbreak. I was absolutely devastated. And this devastation lasted in me for 8 months. I felt completely numb. I felt completely numb. I felt completely absent. It was the worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life. As a last-ditch effort, I went down to Mexico and I was a part of an ayahuasca ceremony. Changed my life. Changed my life. That ayahuasca acted as a key to an ignition. Once the car started running again, it gave me the footing to drive myself toward the marvelous light. It acted as a battery. It gave my consciousness mobility again. And from there, I was able to reclaim myself. So I use my own little anecdotal experience to kind of try to relate to people who are addicted, or to understand why people enjoy being high, why they enjoy any type of substance or using any type of a substance. And I can't deny the fact that from my own ayahuasca experience, that there can be healing and transformity found. I know when using ayahuasca. Now, I don't know about the other shit, but I assume if folk are using all this shit, that they are obtaining something. There's some temporary sense of salvation found when they're high. Okay? So, deeper conversation we'll have, but fentanyl, baby. Got to get a grip. We got to get a grip. We got to get a grip. Now, moving along from there, baby. Okay? These rich niggas is dying like a motherfucker. I know y'all have already heard about the death of Bob Lee. He is one of the founders and owners of our handy dandy Cash App, girl. He was stabbed to death in San Francisco. Now, there are a lot of conspiracies floating around about Bob's death. We're going to touch on a few of those very briefly. And there's also a bit of a phenomenon taking place in San Francisco around stabbings in general that I did not know about until I had to look into this shit, okay? So let's get into Bob Lee's passing and what's going on with that. Hold on. A thumbs up, up if you're in the building, okay? All right, let's read chat. Courtesy of CNN.com. Tech executive Bob Lee, founder of Cash App, dead after apparent stabbing attack in San Francisco. Bob Lee, the former chief technology officer of Square, who helped launch Cash App, has died after an apparent stabbing attack in San Francisco. Lee's death was confirmed by Josh Goldbart, the CEO of his current employer, MobileCoin. Lee joined MobileCoin, a cryptocurrency and digital payment startup, in 2021 as its chief product officer. I want you guys to remember that part. Quote, our dear friend and colleague Bob Lee passed away yesterday at the age of 43, survived by a loving family and collection of close friends and collaborators. Goldbart said in a statement on CNN Wednesday morning, quote, Bob was a dynamo, a force of nature. Bob was the genuine article. He was made for the world that is being born right now. He was a child of dreams, and whatever he imagined, no matter how crazy, he made real. Goldbart continue. We will miss you, Bob. We love you. Rick Lee's, Bob's father, also confirmed the news in a statement on Facebook, writing, I just lost my best friend. The father said that his son lost his life on the street in San Francisco early Tuesday. Quote, Bob would give you the shirt off his back, the father wrote. He would never look down on anyone and adhered to a strict no judgment philosophy. Rick Lee added that his son will be missed by all those that knew him and thanked those who have reached out and offered support. San Francisco Mayor London Breed also reacted to the news in a statement Wednesday, calling Lee's death a horrible tragedy. Breed said the police are still investigating Lee's death and would be sharing more details soon. According to an earlier statement from the San Francisco Police Department, officers responded to the report of a stabbing early Tuesday morning in the Recon area of San Francisco, where they found a 43-year-old adult male victim suffering from apparent stab wounds. Officers rendered aid and summoned medics to the scene. The victim was transported to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. Despite efforts by the first responders and medical personnel, the victim succumbed to his injuries, the police statement said. Multiple local news organizations cited unnamed police sources saying Lee was the victim of the stabbing. Police indicated no arrests have been made and that the investigation remains active. San Francisco has been grappling with an apparent uptick in crime as it still attempts to bounce back from the pandemic. Preliminary police data reports 12 homicides in San Francisco this year, an uptick of 20% compared to the same time period in the previous year. In total, there were 56 homicides in San Francisco in 2022, which is the exact same number of homicides the city saw in 2021. While Goldbart did not provide the circumstances of Lee's death in his statement, he wrote in a separate Twitter thread reacting to the news that as a lifelong Bay Area resident, I have more questions than answers tonight. I don't know how to fix what's wrong, but I know something isn't working in our great city. Bob left this world too soon. Goldbart wrote on Twitter. My God, today. Okay, now I want to move over to the right and get into the NY Times a little bit, girl, okay? Stabbing of Cash App creator raises alarming claims of lawless San Francisco. Bob Lee's death has stirred outrage amongst tech leaders and comes at a precarious time in the industry and the city it calls home. The fury erupted within hours as word spread that the 33-year-old man who had been stabbed to death this week in an enclave of high-rise condominiums near the Bay Bridge was Bob Lee, a well-known tech executive. Oh my God, hold on. Wait a minute. All this shit going on with my phone, I did not know this. Hold on. The leaders of lawless San Francisco had Mr. Lee's literal blood on their hands. Matt Acko, a tech entrepreneur and venture capitalist in Palo Alto, California, tweeted, quote, I hate what San Francisco has become, said Michael Arrington, the founder of the industry blog TechCrunch. Violent crime in San Francisco is horrific. Elon Musk, the chief executive of Twitter, and Tesla chimed in. The drumbeat has built since then in the liberal city that only last year recalled its progressive district attorney amid calls for law and order and deepening frustration over the city's homelessness crisis. While city officials agreed that the murder is a terrifying tragedy and a signal that San Francisco has work to do on public safety, they're also clashing with powerful figures in the tech sector over the nature and severity of the city's problem with crime. A small minority has tried to weaponize the strategy to advance a narrative about a crime wave that just isn't borne out by the data in San Francisco. Kevin Bendito, a police commissioner and lawyer, said on Thursday at a commission meeting earlier in the week. Mr. Benito complained that some on social media are exploiting this horrific incident for political gain. There are real problems about crime that need to be addressed in San Francisco, he said in an interview, but you're seeing people from tech, from certain political circles who are trying to draw explicit connections to certain policies and elected officials when we don't even yet know the facts of the case. The tension comes at a precarious time in the tech industry. We already read this. As the tech industry implodes with layoffs in San Francisco itself struggles to bring visitors, conventions, and legions of remote workers back to the quiet area in and around in downtown. So there's a lot going on, you guys. Investigation still pending, which is very wild. I don't know how they don't have a lot of information, considering that this is one of the wealthiest people in America. He lives in a high-rise condominium. That's where the attack was. I'm assuming that cameras, etc., all type of things exist on the block, in the area, in the building, etc., across the street, baby. Okay, we know how the rich side of town gives it up, baby. They protect their MVPs, okay? That's what this governmental system does. However, this is listed ultimately still as an open investigation, and police have little, if anything at all, around the circumstances around this man's death. Now, of course, this has led to a lot of conspiracies, okay? First and foremost, San Francisco has a crime issue that they can't reconcile for whatever reason. Allegedly, there's a homelessness issue. Allegedly, San Francisco in some areas are struggling to get people back to work after the pandemic, who realize that working for another motherfucker is about a whole bunch of goddamn nothing. Okay? And now folk want to be paid for their pain, and I don't motherfucking blame them. But it's also led to conspiracies around whether Bob's death was intentional, because there have been plenty of big wigs in the cryptocurrency Bitcoin billionaire club that have been picked off one by one, and Bob Lee's death is sparking interest in this notion on whether he was intentionally taken out of this world. Now, courtesy of Bitcoinist.com, let's get into a little something. Remember that part of the article I told you guys I wanted y'all to remember about Bob Lee joining the Bitcoin currency world back in 2021? And his friend talking about how much of an independent, powerful force he is. And this is a man who gets what he wants. This is a man who knows who he is, which means that he's not easily swayed. I think that those character traits are very interesting because, you know, those type of character traits don't work well when it comes to power. Power does not like strong-minded, strong-willed people who can't be brought, therefore they can't be sold. And just shy of 2 years after joining the cryptocurrency gang, Bob ass has a tombstone over his motherfucking head. Well, let's get into this. Bitcoinist.com. Death in crypto. People want to know why top crypto execs died just weeks apart. Three of the most prominent figures in the cryptocurrency industry have all explicitly died in recent weeks. News of the unbelievable and surprising demise has caused a frenzy on social media in the form of conspiracy theories and calls for explanations. Now, I'm going to fuck up some of these names, okay? Nicole Mushinjian, age 29. Tian Tishian Kulanda, 30 years of age. And I'm just going to call this last one Mr. Tehran, age 53, were three outstanding crypto luminaries who passed away within a matter of weeks of each other, as reported by Consciouztv. Mr. Tehran, a Russian entrepreneur, recently died in a strange helicopter crash near Monaco, making his death the most recent of a string of disasters that have remained unexplained. There have been three sudden deaths of cryptocurrency entrepreneurs recently, and Tehran is the third. After taking off from Lausanne in Switzerland, the helicopter crashed in the tourist town of Villefranche-sur-Mer, killing Tehran, 53 years of age. Tehran is the co-founder of trading and investment platform Libertax and Forest Club, which experienced both success and turmoil. Investor fraud allegations surfaced against Forex Club in 2018. Okay, let's go to Mr. Kalanda. Mr. Kalanda, 30 years of age, co-founder Amber Group, a digital currency trading platform recently valued at $3 billion. The company said that Kulanda had died unexpectedly in his sleep on November 23rd, after starting Amber in 2017 with a group of finance insiders, including former Goldman Sachs Group Inc. and Morgan Stanley employees. He played a crucial part in the company's rapid rise, which included the funding of additional $100 million. Kulanda co-founded Amber and built it into a multi-billion-dollar fintech unicorn, as it was described. And he also served on the board of directors for the esports company Fnatic. Only that Kulanda died in his sleep could be confirmed. No other information was supplied. Last but not least, Mr. Mushigian, co-founder of MakerDAO, a cryptocurrency lending platform, was reportedly found dead in a Puerto Rican lake just hours after tweeting that he suspected that the U.S. and Israeli intelligence agencies were plotting to unalive him. His family does not suspect foul play, as the young millionaire had a history of mental health issues. However, some of his friends and colleagues have brought into the unsubstantiated rumor that his death was suspicious. The news of his death, combined with his final tweet and other gloomy posts about fighting evil people, has fomented conspiracy theories on the internet and in the small but closely knit Puerto Rican cryptocurrency community. I was thinking the same goddamn thing, Pamela. Family got the check cleared, baby. It always does. Okay? The motherfucking money talks, bullshit walks. Ain't no coincidence. Somebody this rich, with this much privilege, with this much access, in a part of town that he was supposed to be secure in, does not just end up randomly, fatally stabbed to death. That's just not something that fucking happens. They would have been better off just trying to run his ass off the road and making it look like a drunk driver did it. Because this screams obvious assassination, in my opinion. And once again, according to this man's best friend, his character traits just were very interesting. Talking about the strong-willed man who is intelligent, he's clever, And those things, by the powers that be, can be gifts that can get you in, but only if you're willing to bend and be used and weaponized accordingly. And then those same traits and qualities that appealed to the larger umbrella then become a threat to the umbrella. And then you have to go by the fuck by. So I wonder what Bob said no to. I'm curious to know what Bob wouldn't do. Now I'm wondering what is it that they wanted from him that he actively resisted, refused, rebuked? What is it that he had that he wasn't willing to bargain for? Not to mention that right after news of Bob Lee's death, the federal government now is going to push us into a cashless society, and they're, in their own words, coming up with their own version of Cash App. How ironic. Called Fed Now. This will eliminate you guys having to run to the bank, having to cash checks, having to be inconvenienced by all of that. Oh, have you guys not heard of Cash, a Fed Now? Have you guys not heard? Do we need to? How doing? Let's do a little Fed. Let's see what Fed Now got going on, baby. Ironically, the federal government has their own version of Cash App. And the founder of Cash App just goes bye-bye. Baby, it ain't enough coincidence for there to be a goddamn coincidence, baby. Where what the basic low vibrational world calls coincidence, baby, is only two things: man-made, orchestrated bullshit, or spiritual laws galvanizing together. But coincidence does not happen in the natural world. There's no such thing. Let's see here. What is Fed Now? Fed Now is the Fed's new real-time payment service that's expected to launch in July, you guys. The new payment service coming to the financial industry this year. The Federal Reserve will offer instant payments that can be sent anytime, still unlike consumer-facing transfer services such as Venmo or Zelle. These services' availability will depend on whether your bank opts in. Let's break it down, okay? But you guys can go break that down on your own. I'm just simply saying it's just mighty motherfucking coincidence that this man got stabbed to death in a rich-ass side of town with it, where there are expensive-ass condominiums for rich-ass ninjas. There clearly will be all type of fucking cameras. They probably have those little poles where you can just push to get 911, baby. Okay, this is the good side of town, baby. Okay, and yet the authorities don't have any suspects and nobody has been motherfucking arrested, and there's some motherfucking information. And then on top of that, the federal government is coming up with their own version of Cash App, and the co-founder of Cash App just mysteriously gets fucked up and passes away. And to make matters worse, there's little to any leads about why one of the richest, most up-and-coming cryptocurrency members, who also will be entering into a realm where 3 of his peers have already died weeks apart from each other in mysterious ways, One died in a motherfucking helicopter crash thinking he was Aaliyah. Another motherfucker just decided to go peacefully in his sleep while he was at the prime of his motherfucking life and his bank account. The third cryptocurrency member just happened to whistleblow to the community, to the larger world, that evil people were after him, and he was feeling like American and Israeli forces were after him. And then he gets found that day in a motherfucking lake, unalived, in Puerto Rico. And now Bob Lee just mysteriously fucking gets fatally stabbed to death. It's like the elite aren't even trying to hide it at this point, baby. They just getting more sloppy and more, there was once upon a time where you really had to work to see the obvious. There was once upon a time, baby, where you had to really work to see the obvious. Now, it's like they don't even give a damn to conceal or cover anything up, baby. It's happening in broad daylight. And that's scary. Because when you see your open enemies get this bold, it means that they have access to a level of immunity and privilege that isn't yet understood by the surrounding world. When people get this sloppy and comfortable in their demon time, that means that those people have more resources and immunity to keep them from not being held accountable. It means when you see criminals committing crime in broad daylight, when you see systems just openly oppressing you, openly perpetuating violence towards you, it means that, Sealy, bitch, we in danger. These systems and institutions are on their charade. Who gonna check me, boo? Because the question is, bitch, who is gonna check the system? The momentum and power and the authority of the system is increasing at such a volume. They're acquiring so much equity, so much right, immunity, and power that they no longer have to be the big boogeyman under the bed, bitch. Boogeyman can walk the streets with you now. That means that they also know something about us that we don't. And maybe what they know about us is the fact that humanity, particularly Americans, have become weak. They can't tell they left from their right anymore. And even if they knew who did it, they wouldn't do a motherfucking thing about it. They don't have the mental capacity to stand on fucking principle. They're not going to come for the top of Mount Olympus. These people would rather be on their phones and go to a Netflix comedy special while the world is on fire. These motherfuckers aren't going to inconvenience themselves. They're not going to give up anything real to obtain justice. We've given them too much luxury. We're exhausting them with the American system. These people are too tired to be the Batmans and Robins of Gotham. So now that the bitchcraft has worked on the American people, you're going to see the villains of Gotham become more emboldened and their pussy popping in the lives of the American people. And the sad part about it is that when the fucking shoe drop, bitch, when the bomb drops, we won't even be able to say we didn't see it coming, because we did. We just didn't do nothing about that bird or that plane that was in the sky. We knew the whole time, bitch, it wasn't Superman. All this shit going on, bitch. These goddamn cryptocurrency motherfuckers going dead. Transhumanism is becoming a motherfucking thing. All this weird ass aerial phenomenon going on in our skies, bitch. Shit floating over Connecticut. Shit floating. Girl, there was a report in South Carolina. Do you know that there was a UFO hovering over a street light in South Carolina and recorded on video? Why is military shooting objects down before they properly examine what the fuck they actually are? Are these mind games? Are we in the sunken place, bitch? Are these smoking mirrors? Are these hoes going to fake an alien abduction? What are they conditioning us for? What are they prepping us for? What are they priming us for? What are they? Motherfuckers want to shoot up Christian schools, elementary schools, daycares, theaters. Motherfuckers losing their minds. You got airborne diseases and monkeypox and gorilla pox and all type of shit, baby. Y'all ready? I just want to know, is y'all ready? Is you ready, baby? Just ready or not? Y'all ready for Trump to run again? You ready for the chaos? Because the powers, baby, they are aligning, sugar. Oh, yes, they is. Y'all ready for some of the greatest deception and circus ole ass trick-or-treat to ever happen? Because you do know that the more that we technologically advance, the more deceptive the system can get. Are you ready for top tier bitchcraft? Are you ready for the psychological warfare that's being played on you through the music and the sound waves and the vibrations and all of that shit? Y'all ready for the worst of it? Y'all ready for a cashless society? Are you ready for some biblical prophecies to be fulfilled right before your very eyes? You ready for the mark? You ready for the beast? What hill are you prepared to die on? Because nobody is safe, baby. All these mass shootings and school shootings was to show us that the children ain't safe. The elderly has been vulnerable. And the rest of us are either going to be slaves or martyrs. But there's only two things you get to be going forward: a fucking slave or a motherfucking martyr. So what you not going to die for, they're going to force you to help them to build. Oh, yes. Is you ready? We'll get more into that, too, a little later. This is a Hot Topics video. Now, speaking of motherfucking, how doing? Speaking of litigation and the elite, Miss Nicki Minaj recently decided to sanction the lawyer of Jennifer Hughes, who is the alleged RAPE victim of her husband, Kenneth Petty, who recently tried to sue both Onika Threesome and Kenneth Petty for extortion, for blackmail, for harassment, for the whole nines. And Miss Onika is claiming that Jennifer Hughes or Huff's lawyer played in her face and slandered her motherfucking ass. Okay? So let's get into what Onika tried to push the judge to do in honor of her name, baby. According to allhiphop.com, Nicki Minaj loses attempt to sanction husband RAPE accuser for lawyer's wild statements to the judge. The legal war between Nicki Minaj and her husband's RAPE accuser Jennifer Hughes is far from over. A judge has denied Nicki Minaj's bid to sanction Jennifer Hughes' lawyer over wild accusations presented to the judge overseeing the case. Hughes was suing Nicki and her husband, Kenneth Petty, for harassment, alleging they pressured her into recanting her 1994 RAPE allegations against Petty. Hughes claimed she was offered $500,000 to drop the case and that Nicki and Kenneth hired private detectives to track her down, harass her daughter, and force her to move between states out of fear for her life. Nicki's legal team sought sanctions against Hughes and her attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, after Hughes suddenly dropped the rap star from the lawsuit after they initially pursued a default judgment. The rap star claimed she was subjected to bad publicity and wasted over $300,000 to defend herself, even though she was ultimately dropped from the lawsuit due to a lack of court jurisdiction since she lives in Los Angeles while the complaint was filed in New York. Nicki also claimed Blackburn made defamatory statements, including claims that she and Kenneth were members of a merciless New York gang, the Mac Baller Brims. Another accusation by Blackburn claimed Bernstein allegedly engaged in cyberstalking behavior toward Hughes' former lawyer, Stephen Gordon, and scrutinized the comment section of YouTube posts in search of comments posted by his wife. Blackburn claimed Nicki's team had unauthorized communication with Gordon, who allegedly had a drug problem, in hopes of convincing Blackburn to drop the lawsuit. Nicki Minaj's lawyer, Jude Bernstein, argued that these accusations were inexcusable and wholly unsupported. However, Tuesday, March 30th, the court found that Blackburn's initial pursuit of a motion for default judgment against Nicki was not sanctionable. Quote, the court does not find Hughes' decision to pursue a motion for default judgment against Nicki sanctionable, notwithstanding Nicki's claim that the motion lacked merit. Here, Hughes did not have an obligation to withdraw her motion for default judgment against Nicki simply because counsel for Nicki considered the motion frivolous, Judge James R. Cho ruled. Judge Cho also determined that Blackburn's letters containing inflammatory comments about Nicki and Bernstein did not warrant sanctions, even if they were offensive. While Nicki's legal team claimed that this conduct was creepy, weird, and beneath the dignity of this profession, the judge did not find it to be grounds for sanctioning. Though antagonistic, the legal spat did not interfere with the court's powers to manage its calendar in the courtroom. However, the court reminded Blackburn that as an attorney, he is held to a higher standard of conduct during these proceedings. Blackburn should not take the denial of the motion for sanctions as in any way endorsing his behavior, Judge Chow said. Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, and Jennifer Hughes are working with a court-appointed mediator to settle the lawsuit, baby. Woo! Child. Nicki really want Jennifer Hugh to feel something, baby. Nicki Minaj really want Jennifer Hugh to feel something, honey, and to feel it bad. Now, I'd be mad as hell too, bitch, if I spent $300,000 for a lawsuit I ultimately was going to be dropped from, okay? But it's also funny how Nicki Minaj thinks she can get her ass out here on Twitter and HIV shame people, get her ass on Instagram and fat shame people, can get her ass over on the internet, on Beyonce's internet, baby, and dox folk and sick the bobs on folk, but yet she concerned about the verbal defenses of a defense attorney against her in a litigation. And the judge said, look, Miss Mamas, I don't know where you thought you was coming. This ain't a Barbie courthouse. It's a court of law. And the law is designed to provide lawyers who fight on behalf of their clients. So, yeah, there's going to be some inflammatory shit going on, baby. It's a legal battle for a reason. Lawyers are determined to create narratives based upon said or unsaid circumstantial evidence, Miss Mamas. Okay? He might talk about your titties. He might talk about your ass. He may talk about your sex offender husband. But that's what the fuck a motherfucking lawyer does, baby. It's not a Bobby's courthouse, bitch. This is the court of law. Shut up. While the antics are annoying and offensive, they're not sanctionable. The same way, and Nicki Minaj should know this, because she filed a lawsuit against another YouTuber who went in on her child. And she found out through her lawyer that while that YouTuber's comments about her child were offensive and annoying, they are not punishable nor actionable. The law is petty, but the law ain't that petty, baby. So, poor Nicki Minaj, I wish her the best. I want them to leave Miss Jennifer alone. Jennifer was minding her motherfucking business. The reality is, Onika and Kenneth got to take some responsibility, baby, for animating Jennifer. Because Jennifer was minding her business, living her life. And guess what Onika was doing? On Instagram, in the comment section, battling it out, girl, with the barbs, because they were trying to figure out who the fuck this motherfucking sex offender nigga is in her life. And instead of her just leaving alone and leaving it to the Baphomet and all them damn dead people she worshiping shit, she decided to get down there and fight with them goddamn people. And then insert Jennifer's situation into the equation. Told them damn bobs her husband was not a sex offender, that he was in a relationship to a woman who lied on him, that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and that the woman was white. And with the bobs thinking that they was goddamn Dr. Martin Luther King, bitch, they got on their insurrection shit, decided to get into the case because they wanted to whip this white woman's ass and teach her something for setting up this black man, baby. They made Kenneth Petty, Emmett Till, bitch. All because of a narrative that Nicki Minaj spun. And when the barbs decided they were going to avenge Kenneth Petty, thinking that his ass was Emmett Till. That's how they brought Jennifer ass out of hiding. They were harassing her damn daughter, calling her damn phone, approaching her damn children in public. She was forced to step out of the marvelous light. Out of the darkness into the marvelous light. And then the rest has been a lawsuit, $300,000 motherfucking history. And this is why sometimes, bitch, you just got to leave it alone. You got to leave it alone. Sometimes you got to let well enough be motherfucking well enough. And Nicki Minaj is getting a terrible lesson in humility because she thought that between her big pockets and them big titties, that she was going to be able to weaponize the courts the way that she weaponized some goddamn 14-year-old fans that follow her ass around and make up the bobs. And now look at you. $300,000 short and a headache. Because you didn't know how to leave that damn woman alone. Now look at you. $300,000 short with a headache and slandered, baby. And ain't nothing you can do about it but put on a different damn wig. Lesson and the moral of the story is when God tells you to sit your motherfucking ass down, bitch, sit your motherfucking ass down. God had already told her ass she was free to go when Jennifer had done fucked around and filed her lawsuit in the wrong jurisdiction, which defaulted Nicki Minaj ass being able to get off the hook and go on by her life. And she better be happy she did. Because had Jennifer fucked around and filed in the proper jurisdiction, and they would have went through litigation and trial, the end result could have been that Jennifer ass could have won and got a verdict in her favor, and your ass would have been owing her ass $3 million. Fuck what you heard. And you know you could have paid pre-legal shield $3 damn to defend you and got the same results. You the one got it there getting them high-powered ass attorneys. Sometimes, baby, you got to choose between the lesser of the two evils, baby. You got off $300,000 short. And the Lord let your ass go and freed your ass because Jennifer and her people had them fucked up. And this thing could have been litigated. And your ass could have been owing her Cardi B money. You could have been running her them coins, baby. Okay? Sometimes we don't know how to let well enough be motherfucking well enough. So, Nicki, count your blessings, girl. Just be happy that you ain't got to see Jennifer Hugh in court, because I got a feeling Jennifer would have had y'all asses. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling that a jury would have found favor in Jennifer, especially after you had done got out here and committed that digital insurrection you did, last year? When you had it going on with Kimberly Foster and had it going on with Justin J and had it going on with all these bloggers, you was out here harassing these folk and sicking the barbs on these folk and doxing folk, baby. A jury would have found your behavior very, very much so congruent with the allegations that Miss Jennifer were making about you and your husband harassing her and sicking your goons and your goblins on her. Not to mention that you mad at a lawyer for saying you are part of a gang, but all your damn music is you verbalizing how much of a damn gang you in and how you love shooters and hitters and drug pushers. Hell, your husband is a symbolic representation of the type of reputation and street credibility you want to be aligned with. So I think it's a blessing that you got off $300,000 in debt, but not to Jennifer ass. You just indebted to your damn self, because it could have been way worse. Way, way, way worse. Okay? Now, speaking of way worse, you guys know that my favorite bitch, okay? She's my favorite. Oh, yes, she is. My favorite bitch finally got what she wanted, baby. After she had them beat down Lee Daniels, made Oprah Winfrey suck her dick, and done outed Tyler Perry, baby. And done dealt with 4, 5, 6 years, baby, of being blackballed. She finally got to that Netflix stage, bitch, and showed her motherfucking ass, baby. That's right. The queen of motherfucking comedy. Bop a skinny bitch on her motherfucking head. You heard it. Done made it finally to the Netflix motherfucking stage, and a few $1 million richer, baby, because you know them whores settled out of court with her, baby. After she had them apply the old nasty piece of legal pressure to their motherfucking neck as well. Now look, I thought because Monique done became a skinny bitch herself that she might have had lost it. But baby, Monique still motherfucking got it, baby. Raw, profane, honest, animated, and gave it up, baby. Monique looked it like a goddamn Slim Fast victim when she was all said and done on that stage, baby. She let the wig become disgruntled. She allowed the Maybelline to fade, baby. She allowed the goddamn eyelashes to drip, honey. She was a hot, sweaty mess because she put on a motherfucking show, and it was fucking epic, okay? I think Monique's Netflix special was even better than Chris Rock's, who is or was one of my favorite comedians. I liked Rock during the early 2000s, late 1999s. I think that's when he was in his prime of funny. The new Rock is still cool, okay? But he don't tickle my fancy the way that he used to tickle my fancy. But Monique and some more, who also has a Netflix special as well, they have done the damn thing. Monique touched on everything from LGBT shit to mental health, special needs. She talked about humility. I mean, she went round and round and round and round. I had no idea that Monique was on the short bus growing up. She was in special ed. So her life is a literal testimony. Okay? She doubled down on the fact that she is a survivor of sexual assault at the hands of her brother. Okay? She didn't give a damn that her brother and her sister and them was going to feel away, baby. She caught their motherfucking ass out as well. Because, you know, they participated in thinking she wasn't going to be shit, that everything she was going through with the elite of Hollywood was karma, because according to them, she got an old nasty, fat ass attitude and all this and all of that, baby. They thought that Monique was a rap. They thought that she finally had met her match in Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. And she had to sit back and smoke her cigarette down to the motherfucking filter and say, bitch, y'all must have forgot who the fuck my fat ass is. And now she got 3 motherfuckers on her dick. The same motherfuckers that everybody was convinced was her match are now being the match to her motherfucking cigarette, baby. Game over. I cannot tell y'all how fucking proud of Monique I am. This motherfucking woman stood up against the system. She spoke truth to motherfucking power. She wasn't afraid to see the motherfucking cross. She doubled down on her self-worth and what the hell she knew and believed to be right. She didn't give a damn if it costed her reputation, costed her working. She pushed, she fought and pushed and fought. She pushed and fought, and the goddamn balcony was forced to come down. What you're looking at on the screen, you people, is a badass motherfucking woman. If I ever saw Monique, baby, I would bow the fuck down and kiss the sole of her motherfucking feet, bitch. This is what the motherfucking power look like. The fact that this woman came and saw and then got railroaded at what was supposed to be the height of her career, which is winning a motherfucking Oscar. And came all the way back, bitch. Not somewhat back, bitch. All of the way back. At the very top, she started at. It's where she got her foot in at. Baby, 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 baby. Everything that Monique did as a black woman is what the fuck we need in us as a black people when it comes to this system that we're warned against. That type of tenacity, that type of motherfucking commitment, that attitude of I wish a nigga would, that attitude of I'm not asking, I'm demanding for respect. Baby, if we encompass that shit as a body of fucking people and rallied against the powers that be that stand in front of us, like Monique did about the system that stood in front of her, it would be a motherfucking rap. This woman is a living testament of what black power and black girl magic, just motherfucking magic, bitch, looks like. Total fucking survivor. Now, I don't agree with all of Monique's politics, baby. She got a little bit of internalized misogyny, girl, a little bit of internalized patriarchy, girl. Okay. She lean a little bit into, respectability politics with the bonnets and shit, baby. Y'all know. I'll call Monique out when it's necessary. But all in all, bad bitch. Ain't got nothing but a single lick of respect for. And her comedy special was actually funny. Like, I laughed. It was actually funny. And it was honest and introspective. So, when she comes to a city near me, because I didn't know her ass was going to be in motherfucking Atlanta. T.S. Madison was in the goddamn, in the motherfucking audience. I ain't get no motherfucking invite. I know she had came to a city literally near me. But right after this, I'm going to get my ass on Ticketmaster and see where the fuck she going to be pooching through at. And I'm going to be at the next Monique show. Because I got to see this woman back stomping in her shit, baby. She did the movie The Reading, which got really good reviews. I haven't seen it yet, but I seen it on something. So I'm gonna watch that tonight as well, baby. I live for Monique. I just live for her. I want to be like Monique when I grow up, bitch. Okay. I ain't growing up no time soon, but when I finally get there, I want to be just like her, baby. This is what self-belief looks like and standing on principle looks like. So, hooray to Monique. Much love to you, queen. Y'all make sure to check out her Netflix special as well as The Reading, okay? In theaters and streaming services near you. Now, speaking of T.S. Madison, you guys know that we reported on T.S. Madison last week. Baby mother, Maddie, was accused by a up-and-coming actor, Caleen Meeks, of molestation. Okay, you guys know that we reported on his post, which he's been going off on Instagram and going off specifically on Twitter. He claimed that he was sexually assaulted at her house during a podcast, and he posted a still shot from video footage of her standing behind him. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring that up right now. And he was saying that, you know, she needed to run him a motherfucking check, or he was going to run her some motherfucking charges for sexual assault. Okay, now this alleged incident took place back in 2019. Okay, he threw up this image here of him and Maddie, and said, and he misgendered her, said that she did not have any right to put her hands on him, etc. That he felt very uncomfortable, and the only reason he didn't act the goddamn food is because he didn't want to spoil anything that was, you know, going on. He didn't feel comfortable being outraged or setting boundary, etc. And it's just been a hot mess. So after I reported on that, you guys know in that commentary, I said that I do not believe that Madison is a sexual predator of any kind. I do not believe that she would intentionally inflict any type of harm upon someone outside of self-defense. And if this was a actual situation, then I agree with Caleen about consent. You know, people should be asked to be touched, etc. Boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow, boom, pow. But I don't believe that she intentionally inflicted any harm upon him. She more than likely felt comfortable. He felt comfortable. She thought they were both comfortable, and she was being playful, and he misinterpreted her behavior. And this was the still shot that he provided. I want y'all to take a good look at this because, yeah. This was the still shot he provided. Now, after that commentary, Coolio commented underneath my video, because I had introduced him as an actor, I believe a musician, as well as a adult film star. Okay, because when I Googled him, I saw not only did he have Tyler Perry credits, but he also had dick pics and nuts and things hanging all over Google. So I was like, oh, okay. I just assumed, you know, he also might have been, you know, an adult star in the adult film world. Well, as you guys see here, Coolio left a comment and brought some clarity and correction to some of my commentary, and this is what he said here. He said, okay, I'm not an adult film star. I've never done pornography. At the time, I was a go-go dancer. I responded back to T.S. Madison after they tagged me in a response. Then they blocked me. He's, misgendering T.S. Madison, is trying to allude that we were dating. I had a boyfriend. He came with me that night, and we left together. I'm an actor. I've been on TV for years. Okay? Now, that was his reply underneath my video. I told him thank you, and that I would make mention of that when I did an update. Because since this comment under my video, T.S. Madison has actually responded to said allegations. And I'm glad that I did. Because there's a whole lot of shit out of the narrative that Caleen carved out that he did not, in fact, include when he decided to label T.S. Madison as a sexual predator. So we're going to do an old nasty piece of fair use, and we're going to show you the rest of the story that Mr. Caleen intentionally left out of his narrative. Okay? Covered by fair use doctrine. This response is courtesy of the T.S. motherfucking YouTube platform. And let me show you the entire situation at hand, okay? Let's listen to Maddie's response to said allegation. Let me back this up a little bit, actually.
In the Jussie Smollett case, we talked about how the nice body Nigerian men were paid $3,500, because you'll hear us in the conversation. We were saying that, you know, $3,500. That's what was the Nigerian men were paid, allegedly, you know, in the Jussie Smollett case or whatever. And we talked about Subway sandwiches and nooses. So if you pay attention, real journalism, the people pay attention to the context clues. Salacious people, you know, they run with salacious information, and they try to run with salacious information to defame my character. It's impossible. Here we go.
We got one of the guys here from the alleged incident. Come on, Tiptoe. Who allegedly is a singer. Oh!
Now you hear that?
Oh!
You hear what I'm saying?
Oh! Oh!
Now you see the gentleman comes up here, and he flexes his muscles, and I'm talking to the camera, moving phone to the people to see him, and he wraps his arms around me and sits on me first. Right here. First.
Come on, Jesse.
Now, if there was ulterior motives, of which you can clearly see there's ulterior motives involved in the situation, this afterwards, why were you not saying anything about Gardini? Because Gardini was licking on you and doing this. Why didn't you say anything about Gardini? Why is the focus on me? This is where you have to really use your spidey senses, and you have to.
Okay. So what you guys just saw is, remember that screenshot that I just showed? The one that Caleen posted of T.S. Madison standing behind him while they were downstairs at the kitchen island. Well, this was all on the same day. After the Supreme Queen's Court had wrapped up with Gardini, slightly featuring Caleen, as you saw, who came on to the set ready to be a boy toy, shirtless, ready to be the eye candy for the night, ready to be flaunted in front of everybody, put his arms around the back of her chair, engage Gardini, allowed himself to be flattered and flirted with, etc., allowed his ego to be boosted. He didn't post any of that. What he did was carve out and cropped out a scene from footage that took place after the initial show, where he shows T.S. Madison being the initiator. But he didn't show any of the still shots from 30 minutes ago prior to that scene of him being the initiator with T.S. Madison. So understanding the still shot in context was Maddie was just keeping the same energy that they had downstairs, upstairs. And the reason you see Caleen smiling and happy and fixing his turkey sandwich or mixing Fo Loco with Hennessy and whatever the fuck he was doing at the motherfucking kitchen island, happy-go-lucky, smiling, it's because everybody was on the same type of time. And that was a good time that night. I find it interesting that Coolio literally carved out an image and narrated it with a salacious context and left out the rest of the situation. And he did that because if he would have included everything, he wouldn't have been able to run a narrative. I got your Cash App, Adisi. Thank you so much, love, and God bless you. God bless you. He was smiling. Thank you for your 40, boo. I appreciate you and love you. Let's go. He gave y'all this and said, I'm being abused and molested. Consent. But he didn't show you 30 minutes prior. That's what he didn't do. He ain't gave you none of this at all. Instead, he gave you that. Wow. And I want y'all to just pay close attention to how easy it is to manipulate shit and to change a motherfucking narrative. I just want you guys to really see and understand how motherfucking easy it is for a motherfucker to just pull a trick out of their motherfucking hat, slap a narrative to it that seems like it could make perfect sense and be in accordance with the truth, while it completely be out of fucking touch and the furthest thing from reality. Because just 30 minutes prior, bitch, he chooses to be shirtless. He chooses to be the apple of her eye. He chooses to insert himself onto the stage, come on shirtless, and to sandwich himself in between Maddie and Gardini. But Maddie goes a little step further. Not only did he intentionally try to create a narrative and weaponize it against her at the height of her career. Here she is. She got Beyonce credits. She's getting awards from GLAAD. She's being recognized by her community and being recognized by the white LGBT community, girl. At that, baby. Okay, she on her Laverne cock shit. And he comes spinning a motherfucking narrative. Madison says, oh, baby, the buck don't stop there. Not only did Caleen not leave the house like he claimed, he left. He claimed he was upset. He claimed there was a verbal confrontation on the phone. None of that happened. T.S. Madison says, a few months after all of this, the nigga comes texting her asking if she got a room to rent in her mansion. A room to rent, says the man who is accusing T.S. Madison of making unsolicited sexual advances to him and molesting him. That right after the Supreme Queen's Court, when he chooses to pussy pop on stage, baby, and let T.S. and Gardini drip all over him, come upstairs, I should say, come upstairs. Okay, continue having a good time, partying, like they paying bills and shit. But he turns around a few months later and asks her, does she have a room to rent in her house? So how you go from I was a guest. She just came up to me and put her motherfucking hands on me. I don't know her like that. She don't know me like that. She lift my shirt, rub all on my body, got her genitalia pushed up against my backside. I'm so uncomfortable, but you don't talk about how comfortable your naked ass was just 30 minutes prior being a candid part of her motherfucking show and literally seeking and asking and in place to be the boy toy of the show for the evening. Intentionally leaves all of that shit out. Y'all. I didn't know her. None of that happened. I just was asked to come in the frame and I didn't know I was supposed to be a part of a podcast. This nigga said he didn't know that he was a part of the show. While he's literally there in the audience, shirtless, during the live filming of the Supreme Court. But he didn't know there was even a motherfucking show going on. But he was already dressed shirtless, knew his role in his place, waiting to be queued up and asked to be ready to be in front of the camera to promote his body, yada, 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 for Miss T.S Madison, who, if you let him tell it, he ain't know. He ain't know they was shooting. He ain't know they was filming. He ain't know this was a show. He ain't know. He ran into her in the kitchen where his titties got felt all up on. He must have forgot, bitch, it's a literal live show, girl. And you intentionally forfeited having to address and acknowledge why you had your black ass downstairs just 30 minutes prior, rubbing all on these people and letting them rub all up on your tubba rubber dub ass. He ain't know though. And then gonna come in my motherfucking comment section talking about he ain't no adult film star. Well, bitch, you don't seem to be doing nothing but acting like a goddamn whole pornographic fool here too. Cause go-go dance is one thing. But baby, the Google search wasn't giving go-go. The Google search was giving penis. The Google search was giving balls and nut sacks. The motherfucking Google search was given sitting up in my room. The very salacious adult edition. It wasn't given acting. It wasn't given Oscar. It was given shirtless. It was given moist. It was given sweat. It was given erection. It was given all of that. And even here, are you showing off the depth of your acting skills or once again relying on your body, yada, 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 but you ain't no motherfucking adult film star? I want to know why the fuck this ninja pushed this motherfucking narrative and intentionally left out while you was up there cheesing from goddamn big tooth to big tooth, all up in this woman's breast meat, all up in her lace front wig, girl, shirtless, seeking attention, desperate to be seen and not heard. And yet you leave all this out, jump to this, insert a motherfucking narrative and expected what? The receipts not to drop? See, this is why you can't trust these motherfucking hoes these days. We are living in a very fucked up time, y'all. A very fucked up ass time where people can just take an image and create a fucking narrative and just throw it out there with the intent to be malicious and to injure somebody. Now, I went over to his motherfucking Twitter, and he definitely seems to have a wild straw hair up his motherfucking ass, because he's just been going in, and it's definitely giving envy. That's definitely what it's giving. Let's check out some of these motherfucking tweets. Here it is, you see here. Well, let the gays tell it I'm not gay enough. Who knew? What the hell gay people own besides logo? Nothing. Because plenty of jobs are on logo. Basically, I keep hearing everyone complain I'm too masculine. Y'all didn't fantasize about being with a man that looked like me? Shit. Okay? Is this image a representation of his acting chops? Of his talent? But he ain't no adult film star. It goes on. Hold on. He ain't no adult film star, though. Because this is what I saw when I Googled, boo. I'm not seeing still clips from movies. I'm not seeing still shots on the set of a Mona Scott production, girl. I'm not seeing none of that. Tommy Dicky 19, too many tranny chasers. Okay, more references to T.S. Madison. Now he ain't no adult film star, but he came and corrected me, baby, and say he a whole legit actor. But this all that I saw when I Googled Caleen Meeks. This is what I had saw. Now it's some other shit on here, girl, but I'm almost scared to keep strolling, girl, because you know how Twitter give it up, girl. It ain't no censor, but baby, he was going the fuck in on Madison, girl, calling her all type of mans, using her dead name, using her dead images, saying he looked better than her, saying that he's basically better than her. He's more popular than her. He got a realer career than her. So when he started going there with these personal attacks, that let me know, yeah, there's some type of inferiority complex happening here. For whatever reason, this man feels like he feels very tiny compared to Miss T.S. He feels inferior towards her, and he's attempting to punish her for him feeling this small, rather than him take that same energy and go make it do what the fuck it do. I mean, just going on and on and on about Madison, saying some of the most disgusting, deplorable things you can say about a person after he carved out a fucking narrative and falsely and fraudulently presented it to the public. And like T.S. said, baby, this is why you gotta always keep an old nasty receipt, bitch. Because these motherfucking lying ass, clout chasing, weirdo assholes who don't make shit out of their own motherfucking life think they gonna find you in the prime of your shit and try to spin the block with a motherfucking narrative. And people don't think that this type of shit happens. But here's another example, baby, of how you can be minding your motherfucking business. You ain't did nothing to a weird ass hoe. And here they come with the bullshit. The bullshit. And you already know, of course, every Maddie hater ate it up. Every Maddie hater ate it the fuck up. Because, you know, the haters don't need truth. All them hoes need is a narrative, baby. Okay? They don't give a damn. Okay? They willing to believe what anything look like. They willing to believe what anything sound like. And if you think it's a coincidence that people like Maddie having another rebirth, get a weird ass hoe doing some weird ass shit, people like motherfucking Larry, who was at a height, all on HBO, all on BET Plus, sitting with the stars, all of us in the weird asshole, come carving out motherfucking narratives and just motherfucking line and line and line as all outside. And then people ask, why would people lie? Why? Because people fucked up. That's why they lie. Because people at the bottom of the fish aquarium watching your ass be a goddamn blimp in the sky enjoying your best high vibrational motherfucking life. Because motherfuckers is bitter. That's why they lie. Motherfuckers is jealous. That's why they motherfucking lie and try your top. Because motherfuckers broken, wounded, and motherfucking insecure and mad they couldn't come with your ass. That's why. So I'm glad that Maddie was sitting on an old nasty piece of receipt and gathered his motherfucking ass and showed the entire picture. The entire picture. Because this motherfucker intentionally cropped out a corner and sold a motherfucking narrative. And it's just scary how easy that shit is to do. And look, after going through a lot of bullshit on the internet for years, after being able to watch people close to me go through bullshit on the internet, it has really, really put me on notice. I don't fuck with people how I used to now after seeing this how crazy and like the killer said, how fucking psychotic motherfuckers can be. That motherfuckers get addicted to your ass. Motherfuckers start having all type of fucking fantasies about who they believe you is, who they think you is. You fuck around and hurt somebody's feelings. You don't even fucking know you hurt their feelings. That was even the goddamn intention. And before you know it, bitch, now all of a sudden they claiming you done drug their ass up and held them hostage in the goddamn bird cage, bitch. What's going on, LeBron? Motherfuckers is crazy. Crazy. And that's why I give these hoes 50 feet now, baby. Okay? I don't need no new friends, sugar. Baby. Okay? We got to motherfucking serve cease and desist NDAs, bitch. Okay? I feel like if I gotta do all that, I can't even fuck with you. So my advice to everybody coming into this game, whether it's celebrity, anything that gives you visibility, anything that's gonna give you money, if you're gonna be somebody who gonna obtain some things that make you a person who got something to lose, I want to encourage y'all, keep your motherfucking old friends. Your old friends, your original friends, the motherfuckers who knew you when you were broke, when you were nobody, when you ain't had no type of clout, no type of nothing. This is what they for. Because these new ninjas, baby, these motherfuckers you meet through the internet, baby, these industry ass motherfuckers, baby, keep your motherfucking old friends, bitch. Because these motherfuckers is wild. on the internet, baby. I done seen the worst of it, bitch. It done been motherfuckers who started off as fans who became stalkers, bitch. Okay, bitch? You would think telling a motherfucker no was like talking about their damn mama or some shit, baby. The level of extremity that a motherfucker you don't know can go to just because they in they feelings. Scary times, baby. It's scary, scary, scary to be a motherfucking content creator. And I don't know if y'all all heard about that TikToker. No, that podcaster. That white woman. She ended up being, she ended up having a fan turn obsessed stalker. And she went to the law. She got a PTO restraining order, the whole nine. That man broke into her house. Unalived her. Unalived her husband. And damn near unalived her mama. But her mama happened to make it out alive. A piece of paperwork could not save that motherfucking woman's life. All over a weird ass motherfucker on the internet. These motherfucking hoes are weird. Weird. So please do not take that shit lightly. Please learn from those who you have seen go through the shit. Learn from the mistakes they made. Learn from the right decisions they made. Guard yourself accordingly. Because there are some sick, weird, emotionally imbalanced, unstable ass motherfuckers like these on the goddamn internet. And some of them may cross that fucking line. People you never met, FaceTimed, y'all ain't had no real substantive interaction. Turn open enemy. Turn slanderer. Turn stalker. And this man knows where she lives at. Hush, killer, okay? hush your ass up, killer. This man know where Maddie live at. This motherfucking man know where Maddie live at. So not only keep a receipt, baby, Maddie, you might need to create a deeper paper trail, baby. File a police report or something, honey. Put some type of something on the books so that if a motherfucker show up at your door, you got some type of a paper trail to justify and speak to your fear and your concern for your personal safety, because you acknowledge to the law in some type of way that this motherfucker was unstable and unwell. And just in case you might have to stand your motherfucking ground, baby, you ain't even got to go through the whole PTO restraining order shit, but just put something in place, even if it's as minuscule as a motherfucking police report. Just so that when you have to blow a bitch count back, baby, just run the police report. I told y'all. I told y'all to get him. Now y'all mad at me because he laying in the pool of blood on my front porch. I told y'all last spring to get him. I had told y'all. Y'all let spring pass. Y'all let the winter pass. Now we in fall and he here swimming in a pool of his own DNA. I had told y'all to get him. Your PTO, your restraining order, and or your police report is I told y'all to get him. And the law can't do nothing but respect it. Okay? Once you done involve them on some level because you told them to get him. Told you. So, T.S. Madison cleared, vindicated, motherfuckers is crazy. As a content creator, let this be a cautionary motherfucking tale. Please understand, being a content creator or being famous or having money or whichever one of those variables you gonna enter into, it does come with a dark side, baby. The pendulum swings from the left and the right, baby. You're gonna make all types of beautiful connections. It's a lot of motherfucking good money. It's a lot of good travel. Opportunities are fucking endless when you out here, you know, in the world of the worlds. But you get a Caleen Meeks. You get a Levante Andrews. You can get these type of people. And the enemy will weaponize them and reserve them for a special time in your life. And it's always when it's supposed to be the best time in your life that the enemy will let these motherfuckers off the leash. Okay? So shout out to T.S Madison. Keep the good word. Keep the good work up, honey. And Caleen, I hope you get to the bottom of whatever your bottom is. Whatever that is, sugar. I hope you God bless you. Please get some therapy and some counseling. All the smoke you got for T.S Madison, there's something else behind that. It ain't about Maddie. Right now you may think it is, but it's not, sir. Maddie is hardly the problem in this case. Moving along. Last but not least, Mr. Kevin motherfucking Gates, baby. Oh, no, it ain't last but not least. We got two more motherfucking stories to get into. Let's get into Miss Drag Race real quick, girl. Rupaul done set the goddamn conservatives on fire, bitch. He done came out with a line of drag bears, girl. And all the hoteps, all the black community, girl, all the black supremacist people, girl, all the young pharaohs, all the Dr. Umars, girl, are up in goddamn flames. Hold on, because he done collaborated with Build-A-Bear and came out with his own line of drag bears. Okay? Let's get into this tea, child. Okay, because the liberals always be fucking with them conservatives, baby. Okay? Courtesy of Miss Enemy.com. RuPaul's new Build-A-Bear sparks outrage amongst right-wingers. Boycott the company. Here it is. You see the Build-A-Bear, baby. Okay, she melanated, girl. She got a whole nasty piece of platinum, girl. Okay? She got a whole nasty slip, girl. Oh, nasty slit, girl. Showing the old sexy ankle, baby. Give it ankle, baby. Okay? She got her motherfucking kitten heels, bitch. You can't tell this motherfucking hoe not a damn thing, sugar. Okay? RuPaul's new Build-A-Bear toy has sparked outrage amongst right-wingers on social media. Described as a one-of-a-kind collector's edition, the new bear features a gold sequin dress and a RuPaul logo stamped on its paw. As news of its announcement was reported by numerous publications, right-wing readers took to social media to express their anger, with many calling for a boycott of the toy company. Quote, "Is it time to burn your kids' Build-A-Bear and boycott the company?" tweeted one person. "This woke company is trying to bring Satan into your homes. In the name of Jesus Christ, retweet this. We need to get this out. Build-A-Bear has fallen to the feet of sickness." Quote, "This is not good," another person wrote alongside a crime emoji. "When my son was little, we went to Build-A-Bear many times. I sure wouldn't go now." Quote, "Let children be children without being told what sexuality they should have," another added. You can find more reactions below, child. So it goes on and on and on, baby. These hoes are upset because drag bears have been introduced into the equation. And you know, here's the thing. Hold on. Let me go back up, girl, to Miss Bea. It just be the hypocrisy for me. Okay? it's just a hypocrisy for me, because while these hoes are worried about a motherfucking drag bear, okay, while they're concerned about teddy bears, hold on, let me actually pull this back up. Teddy bears and drag queens, girl, these same conservative folk haven't said anything about boycotting and being outraged at Call of Duty, Fortnite, Mortal Kombat, Grand Theft Auto. So y'all okay with putting young people, impressionable young people, in front of violent ass cartoons, Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers. All this shit has violence in it, fighting in it, warring in it. They playing all type of crazy ass video games, shooting zombies and dead people and The Walking Dead and shit. But every time it comes to anything with the LGBT community, we got to have a congressional motherfucking hearing. All of a sudden now, because there is a line of Build-A-Bears that are drag queens on the shelves, we need to worry about the motherfucking children. But you ain't going a few aisles down and dealing with all of the other toys and video games oriented toward children that also easily could be argued and debated to be unhealthy for a impressionable mind. Now, this is also a bear that not near one motherfucker has to buy. So what exactly is being forced upon you when you actually have the God-given free will and choice to not purchase a drag bear? They talking about Build-A-Bear has fallen into the hands of Satan. Bitch, we're talking about bears. Bears. Who shouldn't even have human-like traits to begin with. And yet they're being placated to the imaginations of children. What exactly would a child even understand about this bear to begin with, other than you can dress it up like you can any other than Bear and Barbie on the line? I think it's funny that there's no outrage over the fact that Barbie dolls have clothes that are not gorilla glued to their anatomy. That children can actually undress a Barbie doll and see a anatomy that closely resembles that of a human woman or a human man. Boobs, titties, and all. But we need to have a congressional hearing about motherfucking teddy bears. There are kids in their rooms right now smashing the male G.I. Joe doll in between the legs, the naked legs of the undressed female Barbie toy. And yet there's a congressional hearing about what the impact of a damn brown teddy bear in a platinum wig, gold dress, and some gold kitten heels is going to have on minds of children. The same children they don't mind telling Santa Claus is real too. The same children they don't mind telling that reindeers talk and drive a white man and a beard around on the rooftops of. The same motherfucking people who made children believe that sponges and starfishes have personalities, that carrots and apples have eyeballs. I think it's funny how the dominant society can completely humanize completely fictional things, but are anti-human when it comes to the representation of actual people. In this genre. Because there are people who are actually drag queens. Nobody is an actual talking sponge. Nobody is a talking motherfucking reindeer. Nobody is actually a talking motherfucking Easter bunny. But your children have more odds of actually coming across a cross-dresser or a drag queen in real life than they do any of the fictional characters you are okay with humanizing and socializing them towards. The fake outrage is comical at this point. If you don't want to buy a drag bear, you don't have to purchase a drag bear. If you want to use the drag bear and include it in your child's arsenal of badass motherfucking toys, because it's a way to have a real conversation about them with the real world that they're going to live in, that's an awesome thing. Because I don't understand what is the point of isolating children from the world they're going to be introduced to and grow up in. And then half of y'all wonder why your children have terrible social skills. Half of you wonder why you have to be called to the school over and over and over again. Because of your child's inability to leave another child the fuck alone. The dominant society can normalize every other conversation except one that's about normalizing actual human beings. The way that we are moving and the rate we're going, some of your children are going to have drag queens as teachers. Some of your children are going to have trans women and trans men as teachers. Some of your children are going to have non-binary principals and teacher assistances. And the reason why y'all children are so terrible at treating people who are not like them good is because it starts at home. Two things are crippling queer people who have to live amongst the cis hetero world. That's the negative shit being taught at home about queer people. And it's the conversation not happening at all that's also crippling queer people in this dialogue. Hey, Yellow Pill. He got a line of Build-A-Bears. Teaching the negative shit about queer people to your children produces a bully effect in them, so that when they come into contact with anybody who they think is queer, they can pick up their rocks, pick up their fists, or use their words in a fucked up ass way. I was just listening to a trans woman last night on her channel called I forgot her name. I'll post a link in the description box. But she was talking about, she was sounding off the parents. She was saying, look, y'all better get your fucking kids. She said, you know, like, it's a damn shame I can't go to the local Dollar General without your children misgendering me, calling me the F word, etc. And she was blaming it on the parents, saying she shouldn't have to go out in public to stores in her local community and have to deal with her community's children harassing her, using queer slurs unto her when she don't bother no motherfucking body. And she said, I don't mind people not speaking to me, but don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. And I'm with her on that shit. This shit not gonna be able to fly. You don't gotta speak to me. You don't gotta sit next to me. You don't gotta shake my hand. You don't gotta greet me. But what you're not gonna do is motherfucking disrespect me. You're not gonna play on my motherfucking top. And this bullying shit is starting at fucking home. Because some raggedy motherfucker at home is othering and misnarrating queer people in environments where these children live, and then you wonder why your children end up being the same bullies that are driving queer people who they have proximity to, especially other queer youth, to self-deletion and to self-harm. Nobody's going to make you sit next to or have to speak to any queer person if you don't want to. But you're not going to fucking disrespect people. You can leave them alone or treat them with love and kindness. But it ain't no motherfucking middle option. And when these queer people start going upside y'all motherfucking children's heads because you want to teach them all that bullshit about these people, you want to teach them all this crazy shit about these people, and then you think these people are going to be nice to your fucking children, and your children ain't nice to them, and then we as a nation want to sit back and cry wolf when that same binary motherfucker, that same trans motherfucker walks into a Christian Presbyterian ass school and blow holes in the wall. We gonna have to make some motherfucking decisions here. Because according to scientific principle, for every action, there is a reaction. For every cause, there is a motherfucking effect. And stopping little homophobes and little transphobes from growing up to be grown-ass homophobes and transphobes is at home. It's at home. With you. Now, I don't really know what the problem is because my mother never, my father, my mother never had to come to the school to reprimand me or my brother for bringing harm to another person. Ever. Thank God to my parents who taught that respect is above all else. And we were taught to respect the motherfuckers we didn't understand, the motherfuckers who were the least, and the motherfuckers who were put on a pedestal, baby. Everybody from the back door to the front door was entitled to respect until otherwise. My parents did not put up with us looking at motherfuckers weird. They ain't put up with us staring at motherfuckers. They ain't put up with us in any kind of way representing opposition in our body language and our mannerisms. And they damn sure didn't give us the all-out right to disrespect any one person based upon not understanding said person. So we never had those problems. I wasn't trained to go out into the world and make folk uncomfortable. My parents were very big on either leave their motherfucking ass alone or love them, but there ain't no middle ground. If you ain't gonna deal with them, don't motherfucking deal with them. But you're not gonna disrespect nobody. So I think we're doing a greater disservice to ourselves by hiding the world from our children, baby. At this point, when it comes to my nieces and nephews, baby, I give them the whole world, baby. Or we talk about it all. A queerness, transness, orientation, gender, love, relationships, aesthetics, personal style. Baby, I'm like a damn self-esteem coach for their ass. Because it starts now. When they get older, it's too late. They ain't trying to hear shit from you. They ain't trying to learn shit from you. You the old hoe from the old world. They listening to their peers once they get to a certain age. That's why it got to start when they're young. It got to start when they're young. That's how you save their humanity. Is when they're young. It's too late. When they mature enough to resist you intellectually. When they're mature enough to resist you mentally. It's too fucking late. All that we are the world, we are the children shit got to start now. It got to start from the beginning. And you don't got to teach young people to accept everything. But you need to teach them to treat everybody well. That you can't just mistreat folk for the hell of it. You just can't abuse people for the hell of it. You can't fuck with people just for the hell of it. You don't have that type of right. So love starts at home. Education starts at home. And the sooner, the better the humanity of your children will be. And the better adults they will become in life. Okay? So build on and build well. Rule motherfucking Paul. Now, Kevin Gates has some lasting words for y'all. He said something that I think is very cute. And I'm loving this man. Okay? I'm just living for Kevin Gates, girl. Okay, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk. Kevin Gates said he stopped getting sick after he started telling the truth. He hasn't been sick since. Okay? Listen to Mr. Gates. Okay? Get into some motherfucking metaphysics.
Chakra and speaking the truth. I haven't been sick since. When I was living at the other spot before I moved there, I used to be sick a lot. Just weak and everything because I wasn't speaking my truth. And when I'm not speaking my truth, I'm not living in my truth. And when you set boundaries, you showing love for yourself. It's okay to tell people no, not today. To be honest with you, spiritually, I can't believe I'm about to say this. My throat chakra, from me not telling the truth, my throat chakra started getting blocked and I started getting sick. I started having colds and shit like that until I started opening my throat chakra and speaking the truth. I haven't been sick since. When I was living at the other spot before I moved there, I used to be sick a lot. Just weak and everything because I wasn't speaking my truth. And when I'm not speaking my truth, I'm not living in my truth. And when you set boundaries, you showing love for yourself. It's okay to tell people no, not today. But be honest with you, spiritually,
baby. Give it up to Kevin Gates, baby. He said the reason y'all motherfucking throats collapsing, y'all got all this motherfucking hypertension, diabetes. Girl, y'all got all this type of calamity and chaos going on in your body, baby. It's because you are not free, honey. Okay? All action has a vibrational value. And our bodies are a reflective surface, if you will. Your thoughts and your actions are all that it can mirror back unto itself. So for every practice that we have emotionally, mentally, etc., it's reflected back to our bodies. That's why I was talking all that shit about Tamika and Latasha and talking about how, hold on, where was I going with that, girl? And talking about how, I forgot, damn, bitch, I just had it. And it left. It'll probably come back to me. But everything reflects back. Oh, I was talking about forgiveness, etc. How my practice of forgiveness is not for the sake of the other person. My practice of forgiveness is for me, bitch. Because for every negative thought I hold towards you, I'm the only environment that is impacted by the vibrational value of those thoughts and feelings. My negative thoughts are not happening in your space. If I'm over here motherfucking frustrated, pent up, angry as hell, hostile as hell, etc., bitch, you over there getting fucked in your ass, living your best anal life. Bitch, my anger and frustration ain't nowhere in your experience. But what it is in my environment. It's in my body. That aura, those chakras assimilate over and over and over and over to mirror and align with the vibrational value of my emotions and thoughts. And if you hold any one thought, positive or negative, long enough in focus, you're either going to reap the positive manifestation of holding said emotion, or you're going to reap the negative of said emotion. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a super empath. A few years ago, I was not very happy with my biological family. I had allowed them to stress me out in such a way that my stress resulted in the bursting of my appendix. I've never had any health issues in my damn life. I've only been to the hospital once in my life before I had to have emergency surgery on my ruptured appendix. The last time I was in the hospital was when I fell on a shard of glass as a 9-year-old and had to get some stitches in my knee. And I remember and knew that something was going to happen to me physically because of this rage I was focusing in on. Because the night before my appendix had ruptured, I had a dream that I was in an elongated ass bathroom with a bloodshot red centaur, half man, half horse. He had locked me in the bathroom, locked me in the space, and basically told me that I had to have sex with him or he would destroy me. So being a hoe who wanted to live, baby, I offered this pussy. Chose the lesser of the two evils when it came to this bloodshot red centaur, half man, half horse. He penetrated me. The next day I woke up, I had all of this excruciating, I'm talking about pain. It was beyond anything I had ever felt. I am not acquainted with physical pain because I'm not a sickly person. I'm not somebody who gets sick and all of that. So my brain is not acclimated to physical pain. I'm talking about it. The level of pain I was in made me actually ask God to take my life. That was the only time in my life where I actually asked God. I said, God, kill me. Kill me. That's how excruciating this fucking pain was. It was beyond my mental capacity. There was no way for me to rationalize the discomfort that was in my body. I didn't give a damn about dying, living, bitch, take me. I was in a great place in my life aside from my family shit. Me and the love of my life was together. I was taking care of my grandfather. I had shit going. And bitch, this physical pain single-handedly made me not want to be alive. And I'm going to tell you something else. I wasn't shocked at what I was experiencing. Because as a empath, this is why my like emotional regulating is so heavy for me. Because I can manifest hell or heaven in my life based upon the frequency of my emotions. If I hold on to negative emotions long term, hell, even short term, shit starts to pop off. Shit starts to go over to the left. But if I'm regulated emotionally, I'm happy, I'm at peace, I feel good, bitch, I'm King Midas. I got the King Midas touch. It's nothing I can't have, nothing I can't do, nothing I can't manifest. I'm well, living well. So I knew the stress that was being induced due to dealing with my family was something that was going to cost me. But I could not get ahead of the rage I was feeling. I couldn't get a hold of it. It was one of the first times in a long time in my life that I just could not stop the floodgate of intense negative feelings I held toward my family. On a metaphysical level, what had happened was by me lowering my defenses energetically, I weakened my aura field. I weakened my chakra system. This allowed thought forms, incubus, succubus, etc. to enter into my energetic field. Think of your aura or your chakras as your immune system. And when you're happy, when you are at peace, when you're productive, when you're doing the work, these things are considered nutritional, if you will. Positive thinking, good living. Those are like your apples, your oranges, your vegetables, your fruit. But when you're negative and you're lowly and you're stressed and you're overwhelmed, think of those things as the sugar. Heavy meats, red meats. Shit that's dangerous. And so depending on where your pendulum is emotionally, it's going to strengthen the aura field or it's going to weaken it. Now, the higher you vibrate, the more you have access to ancestral administration and angelic administration and Holy Ghost administration. There's a administration when you're high vibrationally living. But there's also an administration for hell too. Mm-hmm. Your demons, your thought forms, your succubus, your incubus. your ghouls and your goblins. Like maggots, spiritual maggots. Come to feast. Come to feast. Lower yet powerful forces gravitationally can pull and align themselves with you. Demonically oppress you. Exacerbate your spiritual condition. Exacerbating your spiritual condition is what produces the physical condition. So lowering my vibration by allowing stress into my life weakened my spiritual defenses, and this incubus was able to manifest. This bloodshot red centaur was a lower spiritual entity, but yet powerful in its own right. And I allowed it to attack me. And as above, so it shall be below. So when I awaken, boom, my appendix burst. Soon as I got my ass up, soon as I stood up, I heard the pop. Heard it. Collapse on the floor. Had to go into emergency surgery. And I suffered because it took the hospital I was at 8 hours to find me a surgeon. I had a bursted, completely ruptured appendix for 8 fucking hours. I lied in a waiting room in physical hell, begging God to end my life. Because that pain was irrational. It's the type of pain that will drive you to a psychotic episode. The type of pain that will drive you into mental illness. The type of pain that distorts your conscious mind entirely. Glitches it entirely. Body was wrecked. Total nightmare. And guess what? It was the lesson I needed to not ever let another motherfucker, raggedy, low vibrational motherfucker, even if we shared DNA together, to ever get me to misalign myself. I don't give a damn what the situation is. To mistreat myself was represented by me harboring this density as a result of who the fuck other people was. And I was the only motherfucker that had to pay for it. Ain't nobody else appendix burst. Ain't nobody else had no health complications. Ain't nobody else ass had to go through emergency surgery but me. That's why you got to let that shit go. Your enemies and those you mad at are not impacted by the thoughts you motherfucking think. And if they are, just know that you, first and foremost, are the one who will feel the burn before it ever reaches to them. So when Kevin Gates is saying he started having all types of health complications because he was all bottled up and shit in his side of himself, yeah. Because all spiritual illnesses, all physical illnesses are spiritual illnesses. They're blockages in whatever area of your body and life that you have them in. And that's why this current medical community, they can only treat illness. They can't cure shit. And the reason why they can't cure shit is because they either don't know or intentionally withhold the other part of the remedy, which brings healing, not treatment, which is the mind. The medical community only treats the body, but they can't cure shit because they're only treating one part of the condition. The body is just a receipt that something is wrong in consciousness. When people not only correct the damage to their body, but they correct the damage done to their mind, which was the gateway for the damage that was done by the sicknesses and illnesses and discrepancies that developed in the body, then you can transcend treatment and evolve that shit to healing. So let me tell you, I knew better. So once I got fucked up on my own supply of rage and hate, soon as emergency surgery was up, I was in the hospital maybe for another 3 days. They released me back home. My grandma said, come here, because I live alone. She said, come here so I can feed you, take care of you. You ain't got nobody to be a maid service to you. Soon as I got to her place, I not only was taking my antibiotics and all of that shit, but I started working on this baby. Immediately, bitch. You know, I was in a good environment, an affirming environment with a supportive base around me. I began to do this, bitch. I was supposed to be on my ass for 3 months before I got better. Bitch, I was up and at it 3 weeks. The doctor told me it would be 3 months before I would be up and at it again. 3 weeks. And what they didn't tell me to do was work on this. They only could prescribe me medicine and physically repair the problem, the damage that had been done. They ain't know to inform me about the mind, but thank God I knew this was the other part of the medicine. It's the way I think and feel is significant. What I feel like, what the emotions are that I feel are significant to my health and well-being. They didn't know to prescribe the self-therapy and healing that had to happen. They only could do what doctors know to do. Look for the physical damage done by the mind. Look for the physical damage done by the mind. But thank God, I was already a spiritual badass bitch, okay? Who had just, took a hard exit on Fuck These Hoes Boulevard. So once I got out of the hospital, bitch, I knew to start working on this immediately, girl, because I knew I had to close this motherfucker off here. Because see, when you empathic and you metaphysical and you spiritual, bitch, you a psychic bitch. You a psychic bitch. You can project your reality onto your own life, for better or for worse. That's why empaths are dangerous motherfuckers. And plenty of empaths went to an early death because they didn't know or understand their own nature. When you don't have knowledge or information or community as an empath, your life is a living hell. You're burdened deeply. You deal with very, very profound bouts of depression. To the point that depression almost is supernatural. You also have bouts of heightened joy. That pendulum is extreme. You have to manually regulate the pendulum. It doesn't naturally create balance, not as an empath. You have to manually go in and control your own inner temperature. You have to go in and master the mechanisms of your empathic nature so that your nature can be a blessing to you rather than a curse to you. A lot of empaths in this system have been labeled as schizophrenic, as suffering from depression. They've been heavily medicated in the West. They don't recognize empathic nature. They treat the symptoms of being an empath, and they lump it into a mental health category. Don't understand that it's an actual gift and it's an actual nature. And living in a society that doesn't have conversation and space and community provided and necessary resources for empathic people, man, it gets bad. So treating yourself better is important to your physical health. Telling the truth, doing your work, showing up and being your authentic self. These things are not just good philosophically. These things are necessary medically. Everything you feel and think, everything that drives you to make the decisions you make or don't make, all have a vibrational component to them. They have an energetic component to them. And your life is shaped by the way you behave toward yourself. And the way you behave toward yourself shapes the way other people experience you. For better or for worse, if you're in a fucked up condition, if self is in a fucked up condition, a lot of your relationships in your life gonna look fucked up. So all that shit that Kevin Gates was saying, it ain't woozy. I have made myself sick by dwelling in low vibrational feelings. And I have healed myself by holding and harboring supportive and uphill emotions. This is why the scriptures say, baby, turn the cheek. Turn your cheek. Don't identify with what them fuck niggas do to you, because it's only going to harm you when you do. It's only going to harm you. Don't become what they've done to you. Don't identify with the mistreatment. Don't identify with the bad behavior. Don't identify with the betrayal, because you're going to betray yourself in identifying with other people's treatment of you. Supporting yourself from the inside out is how you get that sustainability. And it is a sustainability that will hold on to your ass until the end, if you allow it to. So that wraps up Hot Topics. This was not supposed to be a 3-hour motherfucking long content. God damn it. Okay, this is supposed to be an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Fucking hour. But this concludes Hot Fucking Topics. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I want to shout out I want to shout out Lisa as well. Lisa, I got your old nasty donations over the weekend. Thank you so much, love. God bless you, honey. Y'all be spending y'all men's money, baby. Okay? Yeah. These men's gonna fuck around and leave y'all asses, baby. Who the fuck is CTV? When they gotta run the network for the month, baby. Shout out to Killer. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Stacy. Shout out to Lisa. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Great Hot Topics. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. I'm going to start producing content there. And I have to get my ass in Patreon tomorrow. There's something that I owe my Patreon members. So I got to make good on my motherfucking word. I love you all. Thumbs up the video. Share. Tell a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I love you all, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.